Now, and you can go ahead and get started.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me. I am excited to be presenting to you today. My name is Becky Bybel, and I am an admission counselor here at Eckerd College. Eckerd College is located in St. Petersburg, Florida, which is on the west coast of Florida, the best coast, in my opinion. We are located about 20 minutes outside of Tampa. So if you're familiar with where Tampa is located, then we are just right across the bridge. We are right on the water, as you can see there in that picture on the left. St. Petersburg has about 250,000 residents. Tampa has about 350,000. So while we are smaller than Tampa, we still have that hometown feel and lots of opportunities for students off of campus as well. We are the youngest city in Florida, as well as the greenest city in Florida for our environmental initiatives. So again, that just kind of further emphasizes what kind of opportunities we have for students when you're not on campus enjoying everything that Eckerd has to offer. So my hope today is just to impart some of the most fun, unique, interesting aspects of Eckerd. You've got hundreds of amazing colleges out there to choose from, so why consider Eckerd? That's my job today, is to leave you with a couple little nuggets to marinate on. So uniquely Eckerd, let's dive right in. Our geographic reach is one of the things that I like to begin talking about, especially with my students out of state like you all are. Most of our students are not coming from the state of Florida. As you see there on our map, only about 22% of our students are Florida residents. And we have about 1,850 students on our campus. And so again, it's kind of a small to medium-sized college. Most of our students are coming from out of state or out of the country. So almost all the states are represented within our student body, as well as Puerto Rico. And we also do have our countries represented, over 40. Now, the average mileage that a student will travel from home to go attend college is about 250 miles. So Eckerd students are traveling about 1,000 miles. So what that tells you right off the bat is that the student who finds Eckerd, the student who wants to attend Eckerd, is not afraid to venture out on their own. They're not afraid to be the only ones coming from their high school to Eckerd. So it's not going to be a class of people that you've known since you were in elementary school, grew up with down the street. This is the place where students come to make a new name for themselves and meet new friends. So it is a highly residential community for that very reason, meaning that just about 90% of our students will live on campus all 4 years. So we only require first-year students to live on campus, but the other students just want to. When I show you some pictures later, you'll probably understand why, but the main reason is because we don't have a commuting population. If students live off campus, generally they're in their senior year, and maybe they just want to live downtown or live at the beach, which downtown's about 7 miles away and the beach is about 3 miles away. Autumn term. So autumn term is the 3-week orientation academic hybrid period that all new students at Eckerd experience. So this happens 3 weeks prior to the start of the fall semester, when the sophomores, juniors, and seniors return to campus. So for 3 weeks, you move onto campus, you're living in the dorms, and you take one class every day that's academic in nature. So you're in class Monday through Friday from 9 to noon, earning academic credit. And then in the afternoons, we have different orientation activities for you. So these could be planned activities like an excursion throughout downtown St. Pete, perhaps to the Dali Museum. This could be learning how to check out a library book, or even where's the health center. So these are different tools that you're starting to put into your tool belt. So that way, when the fall semester starts and everybody else returns to campus, you don't feel lost or overwhelmed. You know exactly where you need to go to get the assistance that you might be needing. So over the summer before my new students arrive to Eckerd, we'll send you a list of roughly 25 classes that you can choose from that will be taught by our professors during the autumn term. You will pick 6 that are your top favorites, and then of those 6, we'll select one of those for you. So these are some topics that we've had taught during autumn term in the past. So the 414 that you see there, that's the academic calendar structure at Eckerd, meaning that you take 4 classes in the fall, 4 in the spring, and then you have 1 short term every year. So the short term is 1 course that you take daily as an intensive course of study. So you're not juggling 4 topics, trying to learn calculus and physics and, organic chemistry all at the same time. You're just focusing in on 1 topic. So for you as a first year student, you would only be taking autumn term, and that would satisfy your short term requirement. Remember, my sophomores, juniors, and seniors, they're not on campus yet for autumn term because they already did their orientation. So what they're doing as a short term requirement instead is called winter term. And it's a January term, again, where you take 1 class on a daily basis. First year students are also very welcome to participate in autumn term. That's actually the first time that you are able to study abroad at Eckerd if you so choose, when COVID is allowing us to travel abroad, obviously. But then also you can take a leadership class that is meant for first year students specifically during winter term, if you so choose. It's not mandatory your first year though. So whoever teaches that autumn term class will be your faculty mentor for your first full year at Eckerd. So at Eckerd, this is one of the cornerstones of our program. Everyone always has a faculty member who's looking out for them, helping them schedule their classes according to their major or determine what a major might be based upon your desired interests. They'll help you find good study abroad programs, internships, job opportunities, and just start getting you connected to the community, even after you graduate from Eckerd. So they will be teaching that 3-week autumn term class that I mentioned, but in addition to that, one of the classes you take in the fall and one of the classes you take in the spring will be taught by that same professor to the same group of students from autumn term, and it's called Human Experience. So this is Eckerd's unique blend of our introduction to the liberal arts, if you will. It's a blend of humanities and history, the classics, literature, great works. So you're reading excerpts from all kinds of different time periods and some complete texts. But the theme that unites all of these texts will be social justice. So that's a very important characteristic that we hope to attract in all of our students who are looking to do the right thing for the environment and for the world, for humanity. And so this is a really great way to set you up for that. So beyond the first year, once you declare your major at Eckerd, you don't have to declare it until the end of your second year. You may do it as soon as the end of your first year, but whenever it is that you do it, you are now placed with a different faculty member. And now this is a faculty member who's the expert in the field that you're looking to study. So a faculty member within that major. If you do ever decide to double major, you'll have 2 faculty mentors. If you ever change your major, then you're going to change your mentor. So you're always connected to a faculty member and a professional within the field that you want to help or that you want to study. So they're ready to help you, again, find jobs, internships, really just help you prepare for your future in the field. Now, something unique to Eckerd and other small liberal arts colleges is that if you come to Eckerd with an idea in mind as to what you want to major in, we will place you in classes that are required for that major as soon as your first and second semester on campus. So we don't fill your schedule with unnecessary general education type of classes. Although we do have our own prospective graduation requirements, we still want you to start experiencing your major right off the bat, because how else do you know if that's what you want to study unless you get a chance to dive in? So speaking of majors, here is the listing of our majors. Students often ask me what my most popular majors are. Marine science is about the very most popular major for our applicants, followed closely by environmental studies, animal studies, communication is another popular one as well. So this year we've introduced marketing as our newest major and Arabic as our newest minor. We also have a new 2+2 program with Circle in the Square Theater School for a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Musical Theater or a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater. We have a brand new visual arts building that was constructed 2 years ago, and it is stunning for all of my visual artists out there. So what the predominant group of students is studying here at Eckerd are the natural and the social sciences. Again, kind of an interesting mix, being that we are a liberal arts college. Our average class size is around 18 students, and our faculty to student ratio is 13:1. So study abroad I alluded to earlier. Again, when it's not COVID times, Eckerd is very well known for our study abroad programs. We are actually #2 in the nation now for short-term study abroad participation within our student body. And what short-term means is essentially anything that is less than one full semester. So that winter term that I referred to earlier is probably the most popular time for our students to study abroad, though we do partner with other institutions on full semester long programs abroad, as well as full years abroad. Just depending upon your major, we can get you abroad multiple times and still have you graduate on time. So as I mentioned, marine science is one of our most popular majors. We have lots of marine science specific study abroad trips. And this one, our students, you can tell, are scuba certified. Some of the trips you would have to be certified to go on, but we can take care of that for you once you arrive. In campus life. My best advice to prospective students is to engage on social media with the colleges that you're really considering attending. So that way you can start to dig into what student life looks like from an authentic student's point of view. So I'll show you a few pictures and tell you about how our students like to unwind. We do have a beautiful 188 waterfront campus. So you can imagine they are taking advantage of the sunshine and the beach that we have. We do have 1.5 miles of waterfront sand, as you can see they're playing on right now. This clearly was taken pre-COVID. Now our students are socially distancing and wearing masks and being responsible. We are a pet-friendly campus, which kind of adds to our quirkiness with several restrictions. We do ask that you wait one full semester before you bring your animal to campus, because we really want you to learn how to acclimate and take care of your own self before bringing any animals that you need to be responsible for. Your pet does need to be less than 40 pounds, spayed, neutered, at least 1 year old, up to date on shots, all that good stuff. A very popular place to hang out is the Waterfront. So the Waterfront is a boathouse, again, located on the water, that houses your kayaks and your paddle boards and surfboards, fishing equipment. Also, our sailboats are out there as well. As long as you can pass a swim test during your autumn term period, then you have full disposal of any of these items that you would like to rent out or check out for the day. Lots of group activities are planned and announced through the waterfront. But if you would just like to grab a friend and grab a paddleboard and go out on the bay and swim with the manatees, you can do that too. Just don't touch the manatees. All right, for my seniors in the room, the application process is quite simple. We are a Common App school, so that's the easiest application to complete. We do need your high school transcript, and we are test optional. If you do not supply your test scores, it will not in any way affect your eligibility for academic scholarships from Eckerd. Okay, so for 2021 and 2022, we are not requiring official test scores from our students. If you so choose to supply them, if you feel that they are very characteristic of your academic work, then by all means you are welcome to. We will treat it as a supplemental item. For your reference, our average GPA is right around a 3.4, 3.5 unweighted. So that's on a 4.0 scale. Our average SAT score is around a 1200, and we do super score. ACT is around a 26 or a 27 composite. Okay. We do need one letter of recommendation from an academic source like your college counselor or a teacher who knows you very well. And we are waiving the application fee until December 1st. At Eckerd, we do have 2 different admission plans. The first is early action. Early action is a non-binding admission plan. Early decision is the one that binds you, and we do not offer early decision. So early action just means you've completed the application prior to November 15th. So therefore, we will waive that application fee for you and guarantee you a decision before the December holidays. After that, we just go to rolling admission, which just means a space available basis. So at the time my students are admitted, forgive the typo that's in here, we do only look at your GPA. We recalculate it on our own Eckerd 4.0 scale and determine where you fall academically and award scholarships directly at the time of admission that range anywhere from that 8,000 to 25,000 that you see there. That is renewable for 4 years, just as long as once you're at Eckerd, you maintain good academic standing with a 2.0 GPA. So we do have 3 additional scholarships that you can apply to separately. You do need to be admitted to win them, which is another reason we encourage an early admission application. The first is our first year research associateship. This year we have 9 topics that vary in subjects from natural sciences to social sciences and everywhere in between. This is $1,000 chosen by faculty to do research alongside of them for the first year that you're on campus. You could potentially be published alongside of them at the end of the experience. So it's a really awesome opportunity. The next is our Artistic Achievement Award, available in the fields of theater, visual arts, film, creative writing, and music. So this again is $1,000, but this could be renewable for 4 years at Eckerd, just as long as you maintain an interest in an activity level in that art. So if you are a student who is the photographer for our student newspaper called The Current, that would satisfy that requirement, even if you were an anthropology major while you were doing it. Our Diversity Leadership Scholarship is meant for students who are interested in furthering the diversity and inclusive efforts that we have on our campus and looking for leaders within that realm. The average aid award that we had for that scholarship last year was $3,500. That amount does vary. Also renewable for 4 years at Eckerd. Financial aid. About 96% of our students are receiving some sort of financial aid, be it scholarship or traditional financial aid or a combination thereof. So for my students who are seeking to have additional need met, we encourage you to file the FAFSA. It is not a requirement of admission that you file it, but it's not going to hurt you because it is a free application for federal student aid. So it opened up on October 1st. The priority deadline is February 1st. And you can see our contact information right there. So our comprehensive fees, that essentially just entails tuition, fees, room, and board, everything other than books, for this coming year is just about $61,000. And you can see that our average financial aid award covers well over half of that. So everybody's aid award will look a little different depending upon your academics and the financial aid that we see identified on the FAFSA. So the That Changed Lives is a fantastic organization. I encourage everyone to check it out if you're not familiar with it. This is a consortium of 40 colleges. Eckerd's been blessed enough to be one of them. And what placed us in this consortium of colleges that are just doing things a little bit differently is really our take on mentorship and that faculty relationship that I spent some time talking about earlier. But I do love this final quote that Eckerd, on the surface, we do have very approachable staff and faculty. Even our president wants you to call him by his first name, Damien. It's not a place that you can come and slack off academically. We are expecting the most out of you. Our students call themselves barefoot and brainy, and I think that that's the absolute best way to really describe the population that attends Eckerd. So you can see from above, these are our 188 beautiful acres. There is one way into campus right up here, if you can see my pointer, and one way out of campus. It is gated and fully staffed. So we are, as I said, an extremely safe and contained community. 188 acres, 1,850 give or take students, all at the undergraduate level. So I hope that this was an enlightening experience for you, and I'm happy to help you if you have any further questions about Eckerd going forward.